Hello and welcome back into day 10 of this full stack shift taking application. If you have come from the day 1 up to this level, then it means you need also to give your pat at the back because you have really come a long way. So in today's video, we are starting now to work on our front end, and we are going to create on other things like our pages here. You can see we have a home page here, and also we have login. In our last video, I have created almost all pages that we require in this tab, in this application. So right here you can see I also deleted some of my pages and I was left with all these 4 pages. And this is because in our last video we had an error and our application was not working. I tried to look into the error and I didn't find exactly what was happening. So I decided to go and maybe start it from scratch again, and now I'm concentrating on from these two, and we'll be adding other pages as we go. So right now we are going to start working on our home page here, and also we are going to start with our login. So that's what we'll do in this video. So if you come here in our application, if you look at the application that we are going to create, you can see already this is our home page, and if we click here in our login, then you can see we have this login page here. And also you can see here, if you click here, you can go to forget password. So right now let's start by working on this page here, the home page. So what we'll do is that I'm going to first of all change the name. If you look here into our title, you can see this one is M shifter, but this one is Wait and plus Wait plus React. So what I'll do is I'll go into my index. Yeah, let me look at my index in here, and you can see this is the title here. So I'm going to change this into a M shifter, so like that. Let me just use it as caps, or let me look how it will look. So let me see, and then I think now it will look, yeah, it will be looking at this. So right now, one thing that you should know is that when you're working with the React, you use components. And if you look at this home page here, you can see we have navbar here, we have this page here, and also we have this footer down here. So what I'll do is that I need to create some components. So the first component that we'll have is navbar here, and also we have another component that is called footer here, and this one in between here is what we are calling home page. So what I'll do is that I'll come here in my components here. What I do is that I create another folder, and this folder here I will call it navbar. So I'm not using caps, so, or maybe let me use capital N and then navbar, just like that. And also I'm going also to create another folder that I'm calling footer here. So all components that we are having will be here in our component. So let me create them like that. And this is how what the thing with React is, just like a component. We have other frameworks like Svelte, and also we have other like Vue that uses the concept of components, and this is a very good concept because you can just organize your code the way you want. So right here I'm going to create a navbar page or component here. So it's just a JSX, and here I'm going to create another like a navbar.css, because we are going to use CSS in our coming video. Also we are going to use other frameworks for CSS like Tailwind, and also other videos that are coming we are going to use Bootstrap. So here I'm going to do RFCE. So RFCE, this is the extension that I'm using to create React components and pages. So I'm going to also come here and import now my CSS like that. And inside here now, what I can do is that I can start creating my navbar here. But before that, I want also to create my footer so that I can show you how I'm going to use them. So here is the footer.jxx, and then also I'm going to have here the CSS for footer component. So this is footer.css like that. And in here now you can see we have this one here. So I'm going to say RFCE again. So here also I'm going to remove this, and also I'm going to import the CSS, my CSS that is. So I'm going to import like that. And what else do I need? So I'm going to save on that, and also I'm going to save this. So here I'm going also to, let me see here, I'm going to just close the one that I'm not using right now. So let me remove this so that I make my work clean, as my space clean. So here I'm going also to start with navbar. So let me first of all go here into my home. So if you check here in the application that you are working, you can see this is the home. And now because we have this home, you can see we have this component and this footer here, also a component. So what I do is that I'll come and use them in my home page here. So here, so I'm going to come here, and what I'll do is that I'll first of all have the navbar here. So let me import it. So navbar, you can see it here. It is auto. We have auto completion for us here. So like that, and also I'm going to have a footer in here. So this is a footer. So you can see the footer here. So I don't know why I'm not seeing, like, I want to import it. So what I'll do is that I'll just import it. Let me first of all check if how I called it. So this is a footer. Yes. So what I'll do is that I'm going to try again and to import it, because that will be easier. So I'm going to call footer, and you can see right here we have the footer. So let me import it. It is this one up here. So like that. And now if I save on this, let's check. So if we check here, you can see we have the navbar here, and also we have the footer. So what we need to do is that everything that also now we are going to create, like a home page here, will be here, like let's say home here. This one will call home. So this is where we are going to include now the image and some text. So if I check back, you can see we have navbar, we have home here, and also we have footer. And this is how mostly the way that you will be building React application. If it is your first time, you need to use components to organize your code. If it was CSS, here in our home, we could have included the section for navbar. Also, we could have included the section for this image and some text that you can see here, this one. And also we could have included the footer down here. So but right now what we do is that we need to start creating this one here. We need to create this as components so that we can also code them separately. So here I'm going to start now working on my footer, my navbar, sorry. So this is the way we are going to do it. I'm going to be creating my HTML here, and then I go to CSS for styling. So let's start here. So the first thing that I'll do is I need to have here a class of here in my class here we need to have a class of navbar. So this is navbar right there. And also here also I need another, like a div, and this div here I'm going to call it container. So you can see how I'm creating classes. You can just do div and then dot the class name, like that. So here we have these two, and inside here now, this is where we are going to have like also two div. The first div will be having a class of logo, and this is where we are going to have a logo. And then in here, I'm going to have a span, and this span here I'm going, actually I could have done it much easier. Yeah, I could have done span, and then span here I call this span like a text, like that. You can call it the way you want. And here I'm going to add the logo now that we are calling AM shifter, like that. So now if we have this logo here, now the other thing that we need to have is another div. So here you can see we have the div for the container here, and inside this we'll have two divs. We have this for logo, and also we are going to have the one for signing in. So inside here also I'm going to have a div, and in here I'm going to have a div of sign in, like that. So sign in, and then inside here, this is where I'm going to have a button. So here I'm going to have a button like that, and this button will have a class name of login, and then the text here is login, just like that. So what else do I need? So I'm going to save this, and let's see what we'll see here. So you can see here, actually we are able to see like AM shifter and then login. So you can see this is the AM shifter here, and also we are having the login here. So another thing that I need to do to look at is when you hover over here, you can see here at the bottom left, you can see this is the root page, and if I come here, you can see the root changes to /login. So what I'll do to, because this one will be when we click on this logo here, we need to go to our home page. What we'll do is that I'm going to open this, or just remove this text, cut this text, and then here I'm going to include a link, and this link here will come from React router DOM. So let me import, so this one, let me import it from React router DOM. So import here from React router DOM, like that. So let me come and import this, and in here, this is where I need to import now the link. You can see that link. So here I'm going now to paste this text like that, and also what I do is that I push this, and in here I need to add to. So what do I, if I click this text, where do I need to navigate to? So I'm going to here I need to navigate to our home page, so that's / like that. And in here also in our login, if we click on this button, we need to go to our login page. So here I'm going to say to add this link. So link like that, and then in here now I need to now paste that button, and then here I need to say to. So to, and then I want to go to /login. So our page login, that is. So that is it. I need to save like that. And then let's see how it looks like. So here, if I go back into my application and then I try to click on this login, you can see I'm going to login page here. So that is it. So let me first of all go and now be able to do all the styling here in my navbar. So now in here in our navbar.css, we need to start styling. So the first thing, if you check here in, you can see we have this this line here, and highlighting for this text here, or this AM shifter here, you can see we have underline, and also you can see it is like a hyperlink, and this is what we need also to remove because we want it to be a regular text. So what we do here is that I'll say text decoration, and in here I'm going to say it is text decoration to none. Also I'm going to say color here should be to be inherited, so inherit like that. And then here I'm going now to start styling now our navbar. So a navbar here, I'm going to give it a height of, let's say 70 pixels. So 70 pixel. And also I'm going to give it a background color. So a background color of RGBA, like that. And in here you can see we have this, or let me just use RGB like that. And then so we need also to remove this alpha here. So this is the red. So red, I'm going to give it like 24. So I'm going also to give it, or I can just give it like values. Yeah. So this will be 24. I'm going to add 92 here, like that, and then 175. Like that. So you can see the color here. So if you check now into application, you'll see now we have this color here, and it is the same one that we are seeing it here. Or also you can just add here to be, let's add it to be 100. I think 100 won't be too much. So let me see. Yeah, I think 100 is okay. So now I'm going to style other parts. So the other part I'm going to style here is dot container. or our container class. So this container class here, I'm going to give it a display of flex. So let me give it a display of flex, and also I'm going to say align items to be center. So align items to be center, and I'm going also to say justify content to be space between. So this is space between, and also I'm going to say margin. Margin here should be auto, and then 10%, like that. And then the last thing is padding here, and our padding here now, we are going to have a padding of 10 pixels, just like that. So let's see. So when we save on this, you can see we have already did the display flex, which you can see it here. Have EM shift and login here, and also I'm going to give this to be 70 as what we had did previously. So now if I look at here, you can see it look almost we are getting to the what we want. So here in our container also, we are going to style the text. So here in our text, we are going to style, first of all, I'm going to give it a font size, and the font size here we are going to give it a font size of 20 pixels, and then here a font weight here will be font weight of 900, and here also I'm going to give it color, and the color here we are going to give it a color of Alice blue, like that. So that is it. And what else do I need? So here, let me first of all save this and then see it. So you can see here we have EM shifter here. So you can see here this is also we are not like we are not using like the same font family, and I'll show you how to add font family here. And we are going to use Google font family. So fonts, or Google fonts, that is. So here I'm going also to style other like login. So let me style login here. So this is login button. So first of all, I'm going to give it padding of 5 pixels, and width here. Width should be of 100 pixels. And here I'm going to give a font size here, font size of 15 pixels, and also I'm going to give it outline of none, like that. And then again I'm going to give a border here will be a border of none, and also I'm going to give a font weight. So a font weight should be of font weight of, let's add a font weight of, or I just remove font weight. Don't think I need font weight. And then a cursor will be a cursor pointer, like that. So this is the styling that I want right now. So yeah, you can see now we have everything that we want here, but the other thing that I want is that I need to include another font family, and you can see here because they are different. You can see this font here is not the same with this, and I'm going to use Google font. So I'm going to use Google font. So Google fonts here, and I'm going to use a font that is called Poppins. So let me browse the fonts here. So and then I'll look for the Poppins. So here I'm going to search for Poppins. So let me see. So let me scroll down also. If you can see we have so many fonts here that you can use. So right now I want to use Poppins. So Poppins, like that. So yeah, you can see now we have these Poppins here. So to use Poppins, you can do in various ways. So first of all, what you can do is that you can select the here. You can like come here and select the one that you want to use. So I'm going to say got it, and then here let me try and see how I can use them. So yeah, so let me get the font, try that. So yeah, so you can see this one, you can embed this your code, and you can see the various ways that you can embed your code. So I'm going to use this import here. So if I import this, I'm going to copy this, all of this here. So let me copy all of it, but I won't be copying this style tag here. So in here, I'm going to look for global CSS or index CSS here. Let me look if this index here, and in here, what I'll do is that I'm going to come here and I'm going to paste this import here up there. And I don't know why I'm having this like a trouble here. So let me see if need to do semicolon here. Yeah, you can see that is only what we needed to do there. And also if we come back here, we need also to add this. So you can see we are having all these things that we need also to add. So here I'm going to copy this like that, and only this like font family, and then for poppins and serifs, and you can see all these other ones that you can use here. So let me paste it here, yeah, in everything that you are going to use, like in every text you are going to use font family poppins. And then if we save here, let's go back into application, and you can see here our text have changed, and in here you can see this one is bold. And what we can do, let's check into our nav CSS, then look at our text here. So I'm going to remove this font weight, and then let's see how it will look like. So yeah, and now you can see we have the same font family with this one here. So we can use another font family, but right now I'll just leave it like that. Or font weight, we can just use another font weight, but right now I'm going to leave it like that. So now I need to create here in our home, like this home here, an image. We need to have an image here, and also we need to have this text here. So what I'll do is that I'm going to now create our home. So let's navigate into our home. So where is our home? Here in our home page here, I'm going to add another CSS. So I'm going to add home.css, and in here I'm going to just here I'm going to import my CSS. So I'm going to import, and I'm going to import this CSS like that. So now in here in our home, we can choose to create another component that is called home, or we can proceed here and create this the text here. By this time, what I'll do, because I won't do much of other things here, what I do is that I'll just remove this, and then I'll just create the text here because it's not a lot of text. So here I'm going to say class name, and here I'm going to give this a class name of home. And also here I'm going to now create the div here and the text. So I'm going to give this a text of wrapper, the very first div, and you can call it the way you want it. So here, the first one here, I'm going to give a class name. So this is a class name here, and so this one will be like a GIF. I'm going to give it a class name of GIF, and here I'm going to add this image here. So the image that we are talking about is this image here. So if you come back here, I can see I don't have like that image, and in here, because I have a URL here for that image, I can just copy this URL, and then I can paste it here. So, and again, what I'll do is that I'm going to another thing is I'm going to do now another div, and in here I'm going to call this div disk or description like that. So I'm going to say I'm going to add here a span, and this span here I'm going to give it a class of race, and inside this I'm going to say empowering caregivers, just like that. And here I'm going to give it semicolon, and I'm going to add a span also. So this span is also a tag inside here, and in this span here I'm going to give it, so let me give it a span here. So I'm going to add this span, but inside this span here I'm going to give it a class name here, a class name of blue text, like that. And also I'm going to continue here inside this blue text span, and I'm going to add compassion in every click, in every click, like that. So here now you can see compassion in every click, and I think that's it. We need also to have a button here. So this here we need to have a button, and this button here I'm going to give it a class name of get started. So like that. So you can see here my class name are communicating so that I don't get confused. So this is get started, like that. So let me save this and then check here. And you can see here we have this now our image, and also we have this empowering caregivers. And maybe if you're struggling to look at an image that you can use, so what you can do is that you can come into my GitHub, and my GitHub, it is called James Guru. Here I'm going to add the link to my GitHub in my in description of this video. And when you come here you can see the repositories here. So you can come to the repository, and in the repository here you're going to see like there's a source code already in the description. So you can just come here, look for the repository, and the repository that we are calling, the repository that we are going to look at is this shift taking application. So you can come here and look at this documentation here, this source code, sorry, and in here you can come into into the front end here, and you can check for this part here for the home, so that you can be able also to just maybe get the image link. So you come here into your image, into the pages, right, that is, and then here you can see we have home. You can have this home here, and inside here home you can be able now to check, you can check now this the whole image and everything that you need here. So also need to add another thing here. So when you are creating an image here, you need also, if you are really concerned about things like SEO, you need to add something here. You can add a text here, so that most of the time you find that it is really good practice when it comes to SEO. So you can add the description of the image. I won't do it right now because I don't have anything that I have on top of mind that I can write here, but you can write a description of the image, so that those people who also are blind use screen readers, they are screen readers, they can be, or they are being helped by this alt option here, or this alt text here that the screen readers will be looking at, and then it will read for them. So that is it. And another thing that I need to do is that now I can go and style. So in styling, when I created here CSS for our home. So in here now I can be able to start now styling. So first thing first, I need to style on this wrapper. So let me style the wrapper. So in our wrapper, I'm going to say display flex, like that. And then if you do like that, you can see now this text is up here. So you can see now I've made them horizontal. So the other thing that I need is to say flex direction. Flex direction will be column first of all, and here you'll be able to see how they look like. So, and another thing is that also I need to say align items. So align items will be center. So I think here I have made a mistake. So here I'm going to remove this because I don't think it should be like a flex direction column. This one is the one that should be a flex direction column. So the other thing here I need to add is align item center, and I'm going to add another styling, and this styling is margin. Margin here will be 3%, and then auto, and also I'm going to add height here to be auto, like that. So the other thing is that I need to go to phrase, so to style the phrase here, and in phrase here I'm going to say flex will be a flex of 1. I'm going to say text align to be center, and here I'm going to add like a color, and my color here will be this dark color here, and then I'm going to add a margin, and the margin here will be a 0%, like top and bottom, and left and right will be 10%. And also I'm going to say display flex, like that, display flex, and then flex direction will be column. So flex direction should be column, just like that. So I'm going to save that, and now you can be able to see how it looks like. So we have this here, the place. So after that, let me also proceed, and then I can be able to style the description. So the description here should have also, actually here you should not give a flex of 1. So let me see, because I've done a mistake there. So this one should be a phrase, we should be having, actually this one I have given it wrong styling, so I just remove it. So this one should be have a font size of 30 pixels, 30 pixels, like that. You need to have a font weight here of 900, and the width, a width of, let's say, 70%. And also here I'm going to have a text align of start, like that. So let's see, and that's why it is, it should be like this one here. So now another thing that I need to do is that I'm going now to, let's style now the description. So I'm going to say flex to be 1, and also I'm going to add here like a text align to be center, like that. I'm going to add color to be color of dark, and then I'm going to add margin of 0% and 10%. I'm going to add a display of flex, and then I'm going to say flex direction will be column, just like that. So let us save and see how the application will look like. So you can see how it looks like. So the other thing now is to style on my get started button. So get started button here. So I'm going to start by background color. So background color here will be GBA. So this is GBA here, and this one will be 24, and here it will be 92, and then here will be 175, just like that. So here also I'm going to add outline to be none, So outline none. I'm going to add border. Border here would be none. And also I'm going to add padding to be 15 pixels. I'm going to add also color. My color here should be this one, white here, and I'm going to have a cursor to be pointer, and here I'm going to have a width of, let's say, 70%, and here I'm going also to add another font weight here of let's say 900, and also I'm going to have a font size of, let's say, 15 pixels, and here I'm going to have a margin of 20 pixels and 0 pixels, like that. So that is let me see how it looks like. So yeah, you can see now we have this empowering caregivers compassion in every click. Now here you can be able to click on this, and here actually I've seen I don't want to make this bold, so I'm going to just remove this fold, that one, and here I can also give it to be a font size of 20 pixels. So now after that we can see now get started here, and have removed this boldness that we had. So here also I can see something that I wanted to also to make sure that it is blue, this some of the color here. So you can see we have this color here, the blue one here. So what I'll do is that first of all, this is bold, and I don't want it to be bold. So I'm going to come here and remove this phrase here. I don't want it to be, yeah, I want it to be just a regular font weight. So I'm going now to come here and now take text blue, because this is our blue text. We call it blue text because this is what we need now to color our text. So I'm going to give it a color, and I'm going to give it a color of RGB, and here I'm going to give it a color of, or this one, RGB here, just like that. So that is it. If we check here now, you can see we have empowering caregivers, and also here you can see compassion in every click and get started. So what else do we need? Now we need to look at our footer here. So let's come here into our footer. So we open our footer, and in our footer here we need first of all to give this a class name of footer, like that. We need also to, inside here we need to also do several stuff. So we need to give also another div, and this div here I'm going to give it a footer container class name, yeah, like that. And then inside here we need to have another div, and then this div here I'm going to call it address, like that. And inside address here I'm going to have a span, and this span here I'm going to give it to be a mission class name, and inside here this is where we are going to have this text. So I'm going to copy out of this text here, so, and then paste it here. And again, now after this, now we need to have another div, so, or we need to have another text. So here I need to have like another text, and this text here will be the one that will hold our addresses. So I'm going to add here, let me see where we can add it. So this is the div here, so I need to add it here. So this one I'm just going to give it right, so class name. So here I'm going to have a span, first span here. This span here I'm going to use this lights view, or the address. Also I'm going to have another span here, on this span here, I'm going also to add the number. So this is the number here. And now we have another span. And this span here will hold this email, that is. So this is like contact information. So after that, we can add them like that. I can save on that, and let's see how it looks like in the application. So you can already see how it looks. So we need to style them to look like this footer here. So we are going to style them one by one. So the first thing, let me see if I have made it. So now we can start styling by footer here. So the footer will be, give it a height of, let's say, 300 pixels, like that. You can give it the height that you want. Also, we have a bottom. We'll have a bottom here, and this bottom here will be a bottom of 0 pixels. And also I'm going to add a background color here, and this background color here will be this grayish color. So if I save this and I check into my application, you can see we have like this gray color here as our background. Also, I need to also style the footer container. So footer container here. So this one will be having a display of flex. So this one is display of flex, and also I'm going to say flex wrap to be wrap, and here I'm going to also add align items to be center. I'm going to add also justify content. Justify content here will be space evenly, and also I'm going to add a margin, and the margin here will be having a 0% and 5%, like that. And also I'm going to have a padding of, let's say, 20 pixels, like that. So if I save on this and check here, you can see it's already taking shape. So I'm going also to start like come here, and also I'm going to say address. So I'm going to take address. Also I'm going to take logo, and I'm going also to take right, like that. And then in here I can be able to say flex to be 1, and then I can say just display flex, and then here I can also add flex direction to be column, like that. So I think let's see how it will look like. So yeah, you can see now the way it looks. So I don't think it is similar to this one here, and I don't know why, but we can just leave it like that. Or what we can also do to make it to give it a space between is that we can say like something like space between. Let's try space between here. And it is not like that bad, so we just leave it like that. And what else do I need? And also I can just come here. Maybe I can just place this here. Let me try and place it outside here. So let's say no, it cannot work. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I won't be spending a lot of time here because this video is getting to be very long. So in the next video we are going to work on our login page here. You can see our login, and also we are going to work on forget password and also update password. So those are the pages that also we are going to work on our next video. So have a great day. I'll see you in the next video where we start now working on the other pages. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell.